All right. Come on in, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to our Friday version of Neumi'S 90-day run call. My name is Keith Chasson. I can't tell you how excited I am to be hosting the call today. I'll be introducing Neumi'S President CEO, Mr. Aaron Renner, in just a minute. But I just want to kind of take a second and I kind of give you a background. What got me most excited about this opportunity? My wife Jamie and I have been involved in the network marketing, direct sales industry since 1989, and we love the industry. I held on to the idea and concept that I could shorten the curve on what most people are calling a 45-year plan. I can kind of shorten that, make it somewhere between 3 to 5 years. I really got excited about that. And the first company we partnered with, we had some really good success with it. I think a lot of times it was based purely on excitement, not so much technical skill and know-how, right? As far as when it comes to building relationships. But over the years, we developed those skills, and we've had some really good runs. But lately or recently, prior to us being introduced to Numi and the team there, we had some dismal disappointments, and I kind of I call it shenanigans. There was a lot of corporate shenanigans going on, and as a result, it just put a bad taste in my mouth for the industry. So we kind of laid off. Wasn't really looking for anything, but a friend of ours, Missy, knew Jamie's heart when it comes to skincare, and so she sends her this video one day. Can your skincare do this? And I could see Jamie was getting pumped. It was a one-step process. You grab the bottle and you spritz and go, and she got excited about that. But what I got excited about was the second recording that she played. It said three things that got me lit up: nano, sublingual, and glutathione. And when I heard that, I knew instantly someone had figured out a way to get supplemental glutathione into the cell and bypass the gut. That was going to be the big difference maker in the wellness of humanity on a global scale. So we got excited, still with caution, until I was able to meet the men behind the mission. And when I met Aaron Renner and Stephen Scott, I got excited because I can feel that they weren't here just for a paycheck. They were here for a purpose to help humanity itself rise. And I tell you what, I couldn't be more excited to bring on our president and CEO to kick things off today. So help me welcome my friend, Mr. Aaron Renner. Aaron, take it away.
Hey Keith, thank you so much. And for everybody, remember, I always tell you this as we're getting ready to go into the weekend. Send out Neumi.tv to those people that you want to leave this call and go into the weekend with Steve's words. Because I tell you, this is always the best time to have people jump on and have a chance to hear from our founder, Steve Scott. And I appreciate everybody being on today. And Keith, I always appreciate you telling that story because it does remind me of that day when you literally held up the most tattered and worn out book that I've ever seen in my life with Steve Scott's name on it. And you said, Steve, this is why I'm on the call today, because of you. I have read this book backwards and forwards. I trust you, I believe in you, and I want to be a part of whatever you're doing, and absolutely have had the joy and the pleasure of being around not only Keith, but his lovely wife, Jamie, as well. So I certainly appreciate it. And Keith's right. We've seen so many people struggle. We've seen so many people that have had bad experiences in network marketing, primarily because of the owners, the founders, the executives who have jealousy, who have greed, who have ego. I just had a chance to interview a person today that we're looking at for a position that we've got for a hire. He comes with about 20 years of experience in the industry, incredible background, and he's done a lot around the world. And I really like the guy. Steve walked in and asked if I'd offered him the job yet. And I said, no, we just met about an hour ago, so give me a minute. But I say that because when you find people that are talented, they've been through the industry, they understand the way that the industry works. You find people that really know what we do and how we do it and why we do it the way we do it. And it was funny because we talked about some of the things that have happened and hurt people over the course of time. And traditionally, it's ego, it's greed, and it's jealousy. And so ultimately, you see that a lot in the industry. Well, we don't want that. Steve and I have done well. Steve's done amazing, billions and billions and billions of dollars sold on TV commercials. I've had great runs in my career. And so we're not here for the fame. We're not here for the fortune. We're here to help people achieve the goals that they're looking to achieve. We want people to be successful. We want them to be happy. We want them to be embraced with life. with the people that are interested in going the same direction. That's what we're looking for. So when you hear from Steve today, remember, and I always tell people this, he's a great message. All you have to do is be the messenger, get people to Steve's message. And I promise you, as every single time I do, people absolutely fall in love with Neumi because of Steve and his knowledge and understanding and his ability to express and understand what your needs are as well, so that you can be able to provide the best solutions to the people that you're looking to help. And that's really what we're about. We love going around the world. Steve and I just got back, as we've mentioned, from Indonesia and the Philippines, where we had incredible events, big launch event in Indonesia. Steve then jumped on a plane literally a week later and flew out to Mexico for a few days to make sure that we hit that big event there. And we're just seeing growth around the world. And because of that, we're enjoying what we're seeing. We're enjoying the fact that we get to be able to meet new people and to be able to find out about their stories and their backgrounds and their experiences, and even down to finding out about their experiences with Neumi, the benefits that they're seeing, the results that they're seeing. We love that. And that's what drives us every day to go exactly the direction that we're going. So I told this guy that I met with earlier today my story. I said, you know, it was interesting. I had a frustrating day at work one day and got in my car and told my wife, I'm so frustrated. I don't know what I'm going to do. She said, I'm so glad you said that. You need to quit, resign, leave. I said, well, I can't do that because I run the company, but at least I have an idea in my head of that I need to make some changes in my life. 2 hours later, much like many of you, I received a text message from a very dear friend of mine who said, hey, I just had lunch with a friend of mine. We get together about every 6 months. We talk about the important things in our life, our faith and our beliefs, and how families are doing and all that good stuff. And at the very end of his discussion with Steve, he said, hey, how's your new company going with your new product? And how's everything working? Steve goes, it's going to be great. I just need to find somebody to help me launch this network marketing company. And my friend Justin said, wow, you know what? I may know somebody that could help you or maybe assist you. Let me reach out to him. And so, of course, he did. And 2 hours after I threw into the universe the frustrations that I had and the need to get out of this toxic environment, I got this text. And I called Steve that night and I talked to Steve for a few minutes. We decided to meet the next night. And of course, the rest is history, folks. The rest is history because I had a belief by the time I left that meeting with Steve that we had a product that nobody else had. We had a technology that nobody else could actually replicate or duplicate, and that we had a results and benefits of a product that people were actually going to see, feel, and understand what they were actually taking into their system or on their system and actually having great results. And that was what absolutely sold me. It's what got me excited. And of course, having an opportunity to work with a person of the caliber of Steve, be my partner as we continue to go on. And Steve doesn't know this, but he's my mentor. He's my coach. He says things, I put them into practice. I listen, I learn. That's what you have with us, folks. You've got this incredible man at the helm who's absolutely doing everything he can to teach us and educate us about these incredible benefits that come from utilizing glutathione every day. And then, of course, understanding how the body works and how our biology works, and all of that is very uncommon. So with that being said, I want to bring the call over to our good, important, and incredible founder, Steve Scott. Steve, take it away. You're muted.
I'm surprised nobody can read my lips. I was muted. And so I was thanking Aaron. Thank you, Aaron. And it's a pleasure to be with you all today. Next week, we really want to try to push this call and see if we can get more people inviting guests. That's the primary purpose of the call. We love connecting with everybody every day. But I feel bad telling everybody that is our Neumi family members the same story every day. But that's what we keep doing on this call. So I'll keep doing it until we know whether or not you all like the call enough to invite your friends. My background, we had this new person that we're probably going to hire come in today, and I was showing him some of the things, and he wondered what all the pictures on the wall were. Here, I'll show you. Right there. Whoa. So those are 17 of the 93 celebrities that I had under contract in my old company. And what we would do, we would find breakthrough products that could do something more effectively, more efficiently than anything else in the world in that industry. And then I would find a celebrity that had a passion in the right area. For example, for education, I had John Ritter and Michael Landon. For hair care, I had Cher. For fitness, women's fitness, I had Jane Fonda. And Charlton Heston, Tom Selleck. We had a lot of great celebrities. Michael Landon was one of my dearest friends, and we did quite a few projects together. So did Dick Clark. Some of you know who Dick Clark is, American Bandstand. He was one of my dear friends. Harry Morgan, Colonel Potter from MASH was one of our celebrities. Loretta Swit from MASH, Bill Christopher from MASH. So we had 3 of their 6 big stars on MASH, and on different products. And it was a great life. I was making more money than I ever imagined I could make. The little company we started, 2 of us started it, and then we brought in his 2 sons and son-in-laws ultimately. But we did billions of dollars in sales. We never knew if we'd even do millions of dollars in sales. And it was amazing. But once again, the key was finding a product that was a true breakthrough. One day, an investment banker calls me in 2006. Actually, we called him to ask, I called him to ask him to help me with a side project I was working on. And then he said, I've done my due diligence on you, and I know you're always looking for breakthrough products. And I said, that's right. He said, I'm going to introduce you to the greatest breakthrough product you'll ever find in your lifetime. Now, I've had a lot of people say stupid stuff like that. But for every product we would select, we'd look at over 1,000 products. So it's not as easy as people think. But he introduced me to a doctor from the Mayo Clinic who introduced me to the word glutathione. And Dr. Keller told me, he said, it's going to change your life. Well, he was right. It changed the whole direction of my life. I left a job that was paying me millions of dollars a year. It was a job where I was in partnership with my best friends in life. And it was a job that was fun. It's fun to be on stage or at a location with great celebrities, great actors and actresses, and being able to direct them and watch them make your vision as a marketing guy and as a writer and producer, make that vision come true. And that was my work. And I ended up generating, I ended up producing over 1,000 scripts in my lifetime and watching them come to life. And that was really fun. And yet, when I saw what glutathione could do if it were effectively delivered and utilized by the cell, that became a challenge. Well, I bought a patent. We started a company in 2007, and that company grew to 500 million in sales, and the product was really good. And then we acquired some patents from University of Minnesota for even a better product. And it was all toward trying to raise the cellular, the upregulation of cysteine, which is one of the 3 amino acids that make up glutathione. And they were pretty good. But I left that company. I had disagreement with management, and plus our first set of managers had embezzled millions of dollars from the company. And of course, I was the company, so they really embezzled millions of dollars from me. And so I left that company and started looking at what it would take to nanosize, miniaturize our particles so small that they could absorb right into the bloodstream. You see, glutathione is the most important molecule in life. It's right there with oxygen, but it's destroyed in the stomach. You can't make it through the stomach. And I felt that if we can nanosize it to a size where it would absorb directly into the bloodstream through the mucosa membranes and sublingually in the venous cavity under the tongue, then we could bypass the stomach pretty much and really make a big difference. Well, we started working on it. I actually started working on it in 2016, but in 2017, I started working on it full time. And fortunately, by 2018, we had hit our goals. We had the particle size so tiny, it'd go right in, and it was amazing. First stuff I gave it to clinics, to a clinic in Florida, and asked them to try it. They started using it with their patients and saw what they called miraculous results. Here, I'm trying to fix that so there's not a glare, but there, that's better. And but then I knew if we really had what I thought we would have, it would make a huge difference in athletic performance. And I sent it out to, first I had one athlete do it, and he's an endurance athlete. And he called me up the night he used it on his workout, and he said, "Steve, this is miraculous. This is the most incredible product I've ever experienced. How does it do that?" And then the next morning we got together for breakfast. He says, "It's even better than I thought. For the first time in 10 years, I didn't wake up sore and stiff. And normally I have to use a roller on my legs. I have to stretch for 20 minutes, and I have to do yoga for at least 20 to 30 minutes just so I can function in the day." And he was 28 years old at the time. And I said, "Well, that's very cool." So then I sent it to another athlete that I had known. One of my products that we launched in 1996, and it's still on the air today. It's the longest running infomercial campaign in history. It's called The Total Gym with Chuck Norris and Christy Brinkley. And that's now been on for 28 years. Normal life cycle for a great infomercial is 3 to 5 years. So it's amazed all of us. It's a gift that keeps on giving. But anyway, so there's one particular guy I wanted to try it with. His name's Bill Gillespie. Bill was the strength and conditioning coach for the Seattle Seahawks, American NFL football team. And then he left that to give back, to work for the company or the university that gave him his education. They gave him a free education. He in turn gave him 14 years as their strength and conditioning coach for their football team. And Bill has always been an amateur weightlifter. And when he was, let's go to the chart. And I think the chart's the next one. Mr. Chazon. There you go. So when Bill was 49 years old, you can see that red number 804, he set a new world record in the bench press, and he's drug tested every meet because he competes as an amateur. And he set the world record at 804 pounds. And then I called him when I had this 10 years later in 2018, said, "How you doing?" And Bill said, "Not good." I said, "What's going on?" He says, "Everything's fine at Liberty, but my weightlifting is in the toilet." He said, my recovery time is so slow. I used to be able to lift heavy 4 times a week. Now I can only lift heavy once a week. He said, "I'm racked with inflammation from a lifetime of weightlifting. And so I hurt all day. I go to bed hurting. I wake up hurting. And I still have to put in 12 to 16 hours a day when we're training the team." And he said, "So that's my life." And he said, "I can only lift now. I can only bench 725. And I said, "Bill, for a 59-year-old, that's a lot." And he said, "Yeah, it's a world record for a 59-year-old, but I don't get to compete against the elite guys anymore, the younger guys." And I said, "Well, I think everything's going to change." I sent him our product, and I told him how to swish it, told him when and how much. And in the next year, let's go to the next chart. There you go. You can see at the age of 60, things changed. He ended up benching 1,050 pounds. He was back to lifting. His recovery was so fast, he was back to lifting 4 to 5 times a week. And then at 62, his retirement meet, he successfully bench pressed 1,129.8 pounds, 40% more than he did at the age of 49 in his prime. And that was unbelievable. And it's a new world record, of course. They say it'll never get beat by the amateur world. And it was doing. So then I got a lot of athletes using. One of them was a cyclist. She ended up going end over end in her bike, and in a 100-mile bike race, messed up her face real bad. Plastic surgeon said it would take 5 weeks to clear. Well, she used our product topically. She took it out of our out of our swish bottle, put it on a cotton ball and used it. And she did that once on Tuesday night. The rep was on Saturday. Then she did it 3 times, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And within 5 days, 5 weeks of healing had taken place. Her face was perfectly clear, no scar, nothing. The plastic surgeon had never seen anything like it. So I thought we may have the world's best skincare product. Now, I've owned 5 cosmetic companies that we had great celebrities for. And I loved hair care because you could see great before and afters. I loved makeup, and we had great before afters on our makeup companies. Skincare, we could never get a good before and after. Well, when I saw her face, I poured some in spray bottles, sent it out to a few people, and said, spray your face 5 times a day for 8 weeks. Let's see what happens. Take a before picture, take an after picture. And so, Keith, let's go to the very first one that came back. He's finding it. Here it is. Oh, that's the cell. That's a good one, but we're not doing that one today. That's a good one too. It'll be Sherry Warner's picture. There we go. We're getting there slow. There we go. Now, that is Sherry Warner. She was 58, about to turn 59. She sprayed her face for 7 weeks. She sent me that. And when I saw it, I instantly knew that we had the world's best skincare product. And I sent it to my former formulator, who was the top of the world on that. He was the president of the American Society of Cosmetic Chemists, and he was the head of R&D for the company that created Botox. And when he saw that, he instantly called me and said, Steve, I hate to tell you, she's had a facelift. No topical product could ever do that. Botox can't even do that. I said, John, she has not had a facelift. And it, as you can see, it tightened and brightened her face. Now, that's a big deal, especially if you get into Asia and Africa and Latin America. They like a brighter face. And look how it opened up her eyes. And he said, how are you doing it? And so we had a nice discussion. He's been a lifetime friend. Well, she wasn't alone. Let's look at a few more before and afters. And we're just going to do this fairly quickly. But you can see. Now, by the way, Sherry, we saw her a couple of weeks ago. And do you know she looks better today? And she's 5 years older. And she looks younger than that before and after picture. Now, that was my hand, and I was only 71. This is 2019. And I sprayed my right hand and didn't spray my left hand. And I did it actively, and you could see the difference. This lady's 84 years old. Look at her chin, look at her neck. I mean, that's just unheard of. And the older you get, it's the harder it is to do any type of plastic surgery. Well, my gosh, she doesn't need it now. We took 20 years off her face. Next. This is an 80-plus-year-old. Look at her legs. She said she had the legs of an old lady, and that's okay. But guess what? They became the legs of a much younger lady. They look like they're about 50 years old, not 84 years old. Here, next. Skincare specialist in Miami, Florida. She said, I can't wait 8 weeks. Look at how it opened up my eyes. Look at where did my pores go? Look how much smoother and brighter my skin is. She said, Steve, this has been my livelihood, my whole adult life. There's nothing that does this. I said, I know. Next. Okay, I like this because it too looks like she had a facelift after only 1 month. But look at after 6 months. Here we go. Next. There. Look at that. I mean, we met this lady. She's 60, and we met her. And when we met her, she came to our office. She looked like the woman on the right. And I actually thought she was probably about 42 to 45. And just amazing. Okay, we'll look at just a couple more. Okay, I like this guy. He's 67. Look how much brighter and tighter his face is. There's no product in the world that can do this. Let's go a couple more, and then I'm going to give everybody a homework assignment. Next. You can see the difference. Next. Okay, she's 83. She was 80 there, and that was in 3 weeks. Next. And look at her neck. She was a smoker. Look at her neck and her mouth. And that is amazing. That was 8 weeks. Okay, we'll look at okay, another one. Let's keep going. She's in Africa. This is in Australia, sun damage. Now, this is the guy I want to get to, and with this, we'll end the before and afters. Look closely at the before. Now, I know there's different lighting on this one, but look at how messed up his skin is. He still doesn't look like he's 94 there. I would have guessed he was maybe 80, but he sprayed and swished for 8 months, and look at the face now. And the best news is, because of the swish, he said, I actually feel like the guy on the right, not the guy on the left. Okay, now let's come back to me. Now, everybody, we only have a few people on this call. There's 19 of us. So let me give you an assignment. Write down 2 or 3 of your favorite cosmetic companies. Could be Estee Lauder, L'Oreal. Those are the big ones. Coty, C-O-T-Y. If you want to get into the most expensive lines that are in stores anyway, La Prairie, their products go from $400 to $1,500 a unit. But anyone, you can get into, Oil of Olay, any of the ones you like. And in your Google bar, your address bar, you just type in, for example, Estee Lauder, skincare, each different words. It's not one word. Estee Lauder, skincare, before and afters, and then you click. And then it brings some stuff up. It'll bring up packaging mainly. But then you click on images. You click on images, and you'll see their before and afters. Everyone, it doesn't matter if it's a $1,500 product, a $300 set, it doesn't matter who's offering it. You're going to have to go like this to see the differences. Well, I think I see something. And sometimes they help you out. They'll draw a little red circle around a difference. And La Prairie does that on, they got to do something. You didn't have to squint, move close to the camera. You didn't have to do any of that when you see our before and afters. And they're on. We have an abundance of before and afters, I think, not only in your back office, but it's at Neumi'S New You Facebook page. And people say, how do you, just about anybody I tell about our product becomes a member. And it's not because I say, hey, I'm a founder. No, you know what I show them? I show them before and afters. I show them the Bill Gillespie story. I show them our medical advisory board. If you haven't seen that advisory board, and this separates us from every company in the world, those 3 things. To have a man who is 59 years old change his lift by almost 50% on his way to 62 years old. Nobody has a product that does that. We do. You show them before and afters, and then you show them Estee Lauder, you show them L'Oreal, you show them Neutrogena. And, Neutrogena spends a fortune on, I think their product, well, they have different products, but I think Oil of Olay is Regenerous, and a big new serum, breakthrough, blah, blah, blah. Well, you look at the before and afters, and you're having to figure out what changed. You can see a little bit of change, but not a lot. You show that to the person you want to show. You ask them, like I ask you, what's your favorite cosmetic line, skincare line, makeup line? And then you type in before and afters. You do exactly. So here's the progress. Once again, it's the name of the company followed by the word skincare, or followed by the words, skincare, and then before and after. So it'd be L'Oreal, skincare, before and afters, click. Then at the top of the page, you can look at images, videos, everything. Click on images, and that brings up the before and afters. I'm telling you, you show that to people and show that their before and afters before you show our before and afters. And then it's just like, oh my goodness. Then you know what I show them? This is the killer. This does it in. I go to the Neumi'S website, click on About Us, click on Medical advisory board, I show them the doctors, and I just tell them they don't have time to look. I just say they're from Stanford, Harvard, Mayo Clinic, Texas Heart Institute, Baylor, the finest medical institutions, honestly, in America. And they're everything from cardiologists, pathologists, hematologists, oncologists, you name it, we've got them all. Even heart surgeon, one of the top heart surgeons in the world. And they all, and here comes the big one, they all serve for free. We have the only unpaid medical advisory board of any for-profit company in the world. Why? Because they use the product for themselves, for their families, and for their clients and patients. And they're worldwide. We have one in Africa. We have an incredible sports medical doctor, Dr. Osorio in Spain, but he's all of Europe, all professional athletes and world-class amateur athletes. And they serve for free because they know the difference. I just talked to one of Dr. Osorio's reps yesterday, or day before yesterday, and he said every athlete we put on this product, when they run out, they panic. They don't want to work out without it, and they definitely don't want to compete without it. That's because we delay the onset of lactic acidosis by 16.7%. So for a distance runner, we don't even, normally they would start lactic acidosis around the 12th kilometer. On our product, they don't start till the 14th kilometer. That means a much better performance. And here's the real good news. It means a radically faster recovery. And that's what athletes want. They want a fast recovery so they can work out with more frequency and more intensity and get better results. And so we have all that, and use it to your advantage. And on Monday, let's everybody make a goal to try to get at least one other person that you're talking to on this call. That will keep the call alive. If our numbers are too small for too much longer, then we'll say, you know what, maybe this call, it's lost its pizzazz. And I understand that because you hear the same stuff every week, but we do enjoy the connection. I enjoy seeing everybody's face. You guys are constant reminders of what we do and how we do it. And, when we travel, when Aaron and I or Ryan and I go to different countries, we see the living examples of the impact we're making. Now, I'm going to show you one more picture just for fun. If I can get to the right album here. Now, we have somebody in here who began his Neumi'S business in Hungary. And it is exploding. He's averaging 200 to 290 people a day on phone calls, and they are going crazy. Well, one lady, this came in a few weeks ago from Hungary. She is 87 years old. Now look at that. She sprayed 7 times a day. I'm sorry, 5 times a day for 7 weeks. That was it. And she keeps spraying and keeps swishing, but look at that. And people think, well, older people. No, older people want to look good too. I'll be 76 and I don't want to look like an 80-year-old or a 90-year-old. I do want to be 94 someday. That's my target. But look at her. And so we're helping people of every age, every class. And what you see on the outside translates to the inside. We are slowing down accelerated aging in the skin, but I believe the same biochemistry works on your heart, your brain, your kidneys, your liver, you name it, and we're seeing it, and we feel it, and we experience it, and our doctors notice it when we go for our checkups. My eyes haven't gotten worse. I've been doing glutathione enhancement since 2006. I was 59 years old. Now I'll be 76 this year. Haven't had a single prescription change, and I go every year, except 2 years in a row, he's had to reduce the strength on my left eye because my left eye keeps improving. And so anyway, there you have it. God bless you. Have a great weekend. Be careful, be safe, be vigilant. A lot of stuff going on today that isn't good. And when you walk outside, walk with good posture, walk with intention and speed. These are little tips from Chuck Norris, my good buddy. He said, if you walk with your head down, you're a target. Walk with your head up, walk slow, you're a target. Walk like you know where you're going, as if somebody's waiting for you, and you're not a target anymore. So God bless you. We love you here, and we just want to serve you in every way we can. Keith? Oops, you're muted.
Back to me.
Yes.
What a great call. I tell you, even though it seems to be repetitive sometimes for some people, just you have a way of rearranging the content that makes it all brand new, and you're able to absorb it even that much more, that much better. So thank you so much for your dedication to the team. I believe that a lot of people sometimes just need a little extra boost. And I can tell you that I'm excited about where we're at and where we're going. And for me,
north, it's going up.
That's the only way, just nothing but north. So if you're part of the Neumi'S Nation, get out there and invite people, get them on a call. Let's begin next Monday, same time, 2 p.m. Mountain, 3 Central, 4 Eastern, and 1 on the West Coast. Let's load it up. I believe we got some people to talk to, some people to share, and some people to help. So y'all, like Steve said, y'all have a great weekend. Let's load it up on Monday. Until then, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. See y'all then.
Bye-bye.